Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Chee-Tash. My name is Chris, and today we are talking about The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Pappison. Chapter 11, The Success Habit, all a part of part 2 of The One Thing, talking about, let me find it here, the ways of success. The truth. That's what it was, the truth. The simple path to productivity. I don't know why I said that so weird. Productivity. The truth. What did we talk about? Part 1? That was the lies. Now we've been talking about the truth. Last episode, we spoke about the focusing question and breaking down the structure of the focusing question and why the focusing question works. And today we're going to talk about the success habit. And really, this is kind of just a continuation of, here, I'll go to the first slide, a continuation of the previous chapter. This chapter is going to be very short too, guys, so just fair warning, it's going to be a fairly short video. And one thing that Gary mentions in this book is you want to start with the big stuff and see where it takes you. Obviously, you can drive yourself nuts analyzing every little aspect of everything you might do. I don't do that, says Gary, and you shouldn't either. Start with the big stuff and see where it takes you. Over time, you'll develop your own sense of when to use the big picture question and when to use the small focus question. So Gary talks about using this focusing question, and you can use it in many areas of your life, and that's where you build this habit. That's where you build these dominoes that fall from asking the focusing question in many areas of your life. So Gary says, it could be your job, could be your physical health, mental health, personal relationships, business, finances, spirituality, your faith, etc. You ask yourself that focusing question, what is the one thing that I can do right now such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary, right? So it doesn't have to be just one question, like one overall question that you're working towards. It definitely can have that, but have those multiple smaller questions, those focus questions. Those are the little dominoes that allow you to knock down that big domino, which is your big overarching focusing question. And that's it. Like I said, guys, this was a short chapter. The big idea is just summarizing this chapter. You got to believe in your one thing. And you got to believe in the one thing. This notion of focusing on the task at hand and not multitasking, not having lists, and not being super disciplined in your life all the time. What was another lie that we talked? There was discipline, there was a balance. Oh yeah, balance. We talked about that. Like, believe in the one thing, don't believe in the lies they tell you, and just watch what happens. Use that focusing question. If you want powerful answers, you got to ask yourself a powerful question. And that's what the focusing question does. And Gary talks about making it a habit to ask yourself the focusing question. Ask it in other facets of your life, not just in, whatever is the thing that you're most passionate about, sports or your job. No, ask that focusing question in other areas of your life too, and see how far that takes you in growing as a human being. Use reminders so you remember to ask the focusing questions. It's funny, Gary actually has in the book, towards the end of the book, there's this, I don't know what you would call this. Oh, this is like a door hanger. Right here. There's a door hanger that you can hang on your door so people don't bother you. It says, in case I can't say no, this sign will have to do it for me. Do not disturb. I'm working on my one thing. So as a reminder to other people, hey, I'm working on my focusing question right now. And finally, Gary says, hey, share in the success of the focusing question. Get other people on board. Let other people know, hey, I have this new way of looking at things, this new way of prioritizing things. I think it's going to help you too. And it's not just that, but also getting people on board with your one thing as far as being cheerleaders for you. I remember I was thinking about this in my life recently. Like, I need more cheerleaders, not people who are going to be, well, critical. Don't get me wrong. I need criticism and, people being able to call me out for certain things, but there's a certain way to do it. There's a certain way to do it to where it doesn't sound like hating. I don't need haters. I'd rather have the cheerleaders who could still call me out on stuff and give me some constructive feedback. It's so hard to do things alone. I mean, sure, we call it the one thing, but your one thing doesn't always, usually it's not just from one person. Sometimes it takes another person or a family or your friends surrounding you to help you to get to that one thing. So Gary just reiterates this in this summary section of chapter 11. Hey, if you're having success with the one thing, with your focusing question, share it with other people. Get other people on board on it with it too. And guys, that's going to do it. The success habit. Very short chapter. Very, very short chapter. Next time, we're going to talk about the path to great answers. Okay, so we've been asking questions. Now, how do we get the answers to those questions? How do we get the answers? Tune in next time for that. Again, guys, I really appreciate you sticking around, listening. My name is Chris. This has been Chee-Tash. Take care.